Hello and welcome to the second video where we're going to be looking at using Microsoft Publisher in order to create an internet safety poster. In the last video I showed you how to set up a blank document in which you should now have something that looks like this, an A4 portrait blank canvas ready to actually start creating your poster. Now if I just go back onto this document at the moment, one of the things I want to talk about first is images. Now obviously your images need to be interesting, they need to be relevant to the topic, so they need to at least be associated with the topic of your poster. But it's quite often the way that people collect their images that is a bit of a problem. Some people tend to go onto the internet and just copy and paste them onto the document. However, this isn't really good practice, because if you were to lose the document itself, you therefore have lost all the images that are associated with it. So you need to make sure you save them into a folder so that if you were to lose the document you could use them again. And also it's just good to build up a collection of images that you can use for different tasks, I suppose, throughout the year. Now, another benefit is that you can actually use more features of Microsoft Publisher and in manipulating images if you do actually save them. So for in this example here, I'm able to insert them all into shapes to keep them the same size. So it's a really good working practice to save images. So what we're going to do then, if I just go onto the internet here, I've already actually found an image that I want, so I've just gone to Google, search and laptop, and then I go into images and these are the results. Now if I just minimize that a second, I want to show you here, if I hover over the images you can see a size here. Okay, now the size of the image is a reflection of the quality of the image when it's in your document. So if it's a very small image and you want it to be larger and you stretch it out, it's going to become more pixelated and the clarity will not be as good. So as a good rule of thumb, it's a good idea when you're looking at the images, I would say to take something that's at least 600 or 500 by 500, something like that, but the bigger the better really. So if I hover over this image here, you can see that it's 1920 by 1280, which is a good size. So it will be big when I open it on the document, but it's easy for me to scale it down, and therefore I won't reduce the quality of the image too much. So if I click on there, it brings up this preview. Now at the moment this is just kind of a thumbnail or an example of what the picture looks like. If I go into view image, I get the full size image, which means that if I right click and save image as, now what I'm going to do here, if I put this into a folder, which I've got my Year 7 ICT, Internet Safety Poster and an Images folder, I'm going to call this image Samsung Laptop. That way I know exactly what the image is when I open up the folder. And the other thing is, with folder types and folder names like this, you need to make sure you label them clearly, because then it's really easy to find your work and you're not wasting time just looking through folders and folders and folders for one particular image. So I'm going to save that as Samsung Laptop, and that's saved. So now it means that when I go into my document I can go to Insert and Picture, and I can go to my folder and Internet Safety, Images and Samsung Laptop. Now you can see how easy it is for me to find my images there because I've got such a good folder structure. So my image is there, it's ready to go, and that's a bit about your images. So that's the way we need to be saving images.